Hello, mathletes. Welcome to my channel. And once again, this is your math mentor, Sir Luther. But before anything else, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. So today, we're going to discuss one of the topics in general mathematics, which is propositions. And to start with, let's define proposition. When we say proposition, it is a declarative sentence that is either true or false, but not both. So take note that proposition is defined as a declarative sentence. Recall that when we say declarative sentence, it is a sentence that makes a statement, provides a fact, offers an explanation, or conveys information. And also, it is either true or false, but not both. So let's focus more on the statement but not both. So when we say but not both, for instance, when a statement is considered true, it is true. When a statement is false, then the statement is false. In no instant that a statement can be true at the same time false. Okay? So that is what we meant by not both. To continue, a true proposition has a truth value of true. Otherwise, its truth value is false. And oftentimes, a small letter is used to denote proposition. And a proposition can be simple or compound. So we're going to explain this one later in our next discussion. Okay? So for better understanding, let's have an example. Okay, so we have a proposition P. So in this case, we use the small letter P to denote a proposition. And the proposition says everyone should study logic. This may be read as P is the proposition everyone should study logic. And if a sequence of proposition is considered, we denote the propositions by P sub 1, P sub 2, P sub 3, and so on and so forth. Okay, so for better understanding, let us answer the following examples. Determine whether each of the following statements is a proposition or not. If it is a proposition, give its truth value. For our first example, we have the statement, Mindanao is an island in the Philippines. So what do you think? Is this statement a proposition or not? So to answer that question, we should identify first whether the given statement is a declarative sentence. Again, let us recall that when we say declarative sentence, it makes a statement or it presents a fact, a factual statement, or it offers an explanation regarding something, or it can be, or it conveys information. So in this case, Mindanao is an island in the Philippines is a fact, right? So therefore, it is a declarative sentence. So it is a proposition. So let's denote this one as P. So number one, this is P, a proposition. And then, after determining whether the statement is a proposition, we're going to determine its truth value. Since Mindanao is an island in the Philippines is a fact, therefore, the truth value is true. So, its truth value is true. So, statement number one is a true proposition. Then, let's move on to our next example. The statement, find a number which divides your age. Okay, so do you think the second example is a proposition? So to answer that one, let us first answer whether the given statement is a declarative sentence or statement. Find a number which divides your age. So is it a declarative sentence? Obviously, it is not, right? So it is not a declarative sentence. It is an imperative statement. Okay? So it is an imperative statement. When we say imperative sentence or statement, it is a statement used to issue command or instruction or make a request. So the statement says find a number. So meaning it is giving an instruction. So therefore it is an imperative sentence. Therefore, it is not a proposition. And since number 2 is not a proposition, so we need not to determine or to answer or to find the truth value. Okay? So next statement. My seatmate will get a perfect score in the logic exam. Okay. So is the statement a declarative sentence? Yes. The statement is a declarative sentence. But we cannot determine outright its truth value because its truth value will only be known after the logic exam. So nonetheless, it can either be true or false, but not both. Okay? So therefore, example number 3 is a proposition. Okay? But we cannot determine yet its truth value, whether it is true or false. Then, our fourth example. Welcome to the Philippines. In this example, observe that the statement is an exclamatory statement. Okay? It is not a declarative sentence or statement. Therefore, automatically, this is not a proposition. And we need not to answer what is its truth value. Next, we have 3 plus 2 equals 5. Okay? So 3 plus 2 equals 5. So in this example, the given is an equation. It is a mathematical sentence. But this mathematical sentence can be translated into English phrase. Okay? So if we're going to translate this into verbal phrase or English phrase, it will be the sum of 3 and 2 is 5, which is a declarative sentence. Okay? And it is also a true statement because if we're going to add 3 and 2, it will be equal to 5. Therefore, proposition T is a true proposition. Okay? So next example. F of x equals the square root of x over x plus 1 is a rational function. Okay? So, is this statement a declarative statement? Yes, it is a declarative statement. It says that f of x equals square root of x over x plus 1 is a rational function. It is stating a fact that the given function is a rational function. However, if we're going to determine its truth value based from the statement, is it a rational function? The question is it a rational function? Okay? Observe that the numerator of the expression involves a radical symbol that is square root of x. And we know for a fact that to make it a rational function, both the numerator and denominator must be a polynomial. Okay? So, a polynomial, for an expression to be a polynomial, it must not have a radical symbol, a fractional exponent, and a negative exponent. Okay, so in this case, it violates one of the conditions that it must not have a radical symbol. So therefore, its truth value is false. Okay, again, the proposition U is a declarative sentence, therefore it is a proposition, but its truth value is false. So therefore, it is a false proposition. Okay, next. What is the domain of the function? Okay. So, observe that the sentence actually ends with a question mark. Okay? If the sentence ends with a question mark, automatically it is not a declarative statement or sentence. It is an interrogative sentence. It is asking question. So therefore, proposition V or statement number 6 is not a proposition. Next. Our next example. I am lying. Okay? So obviously, I am lying is a declarative statement, right? It's stating a fact. Although, so therefore, it is a declarative sentence. Although W is a declarative sentence, we cannot consider this a proposition. Why? Why do you think? It's because the statement actually can neither be true nor false. Let's explain it this way. Suppose W is true. Okay, let us assume that W is true. That is, it is the case that I am lying. Since I am lying, my statement is not true. And so, W must be false. So the same conclusion can be drawn if W is assumed to be false. So therefore, since the statement actually presents ambiguity, so ambiguous, it is vague, therefore, we cannot consider this a proposition. Okay? So I hope that is clear. Then, next, we have proposition P sub 1. It is not the case that square root of 2 is a rational number. Okay? So, is P sub 1 a declarative sentence? Yes. So P sub 1 actually is a declarative sentence. It can be shown that square root of 2 cannot be expressed as a quotient of two integers. However, it is stated that square root of 2 is a rational number. So for it to be a rational number, square root of 2 can be expressed as a quotient of two integers, meaning as a fraction. For example, 1 over 2, 1/2, 1/4, 1/3. However, square root of 2 cannot be expressed as 2 or quotient of two integers. Therefore, it is a proposition, but its truth value is false. Therefore, P sub 1 is a false proposition. Next, we have P sub 2. Either logic is fun and interesting, or it is boring. So, is the statement presents a declarative sentence? Either logic is fun and interesting, or it is boring. Yes. It is a declarative sentence. But yes, this is a declarative sentence which is true, since students may find logic either fun or boring. The possibility that the students may find logic fun or boring is true. So therefore, P sub 1 is a true proposition. P sub 2 rather is a true proposition. And lastly, we have P sub 3. If you are a grade 11 student, then you are a Filipino. So, we know that the statement actually is a declarative sentence. Okay? But it is not true. Why? Because there are also grade 11 students of other nationalities. So it does not necessarily follow that all grade 11 students are all Filipinos. Okay? So we cannot generalize the fact that all grade 11 students are all Filipino. So in that sense, it is a false proposition. Okay? So that's all about propositions. So hopefully you learned something on how to determine whether the given statement or sentence is a proposition or not. And then you can be able to give the truth value of the statement. In our next discussion, we will learn more on how to determine, or yes, on how to determine whether the given statement is true or not. But for now, our discussion focuses on how to determine whether the statement is a proposition or not. Okay? So, thank you very much. I hope you learned something from our discussion. And before you before you close this one, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for update of our next lesson. Thank you.